Welcome back. I'm going to do a complete walkthrough of the book review machine, from actually taking a book off of Bookmasher we just wrote. I published it through KDP and it's online live. I'm going to do a complete book review. And the reason we're doing book reviews is it is a bridge page going into Amazon. So instead of doing a paid ad or a social, direct into Amazon, where a lot of people get lost. They get into Amazon, they go, oh, I need to do something else. They check their orders, they check the shipping and everything else. You don't make the sale. You wasted that social media post or a paid ad. So what we're doing with a bridge page is we're telling a story. We're doing a book review, an editorial, or we're actually doing a writer's story from it. And then we're condensing that story into a social media ad or a paid ad. And so they don't even know it's an Amazon product or a book or wherever you're selling it until they've actually read the story and they get down to the very bottom. And we only have 3 call to actions that all lead to one point, and that's the book sale itself. So let's get started. I'm going to show you exactly how we set everything up. And just for your information, what we're going to be doing today is a book review on a roasting guide that I made with Bookmasher. And it is how to grind your own coffee beans. I'm interested in the subject, so I write a book about it, and then I read the book. That's how I've been doing a lot of my book writing lately. I do a lot of research on chat or Grok, and then I'll take that research over and I'll write a book with Bookmasher. Very easy to do. And if you want Bookmasher, we got all the training on how to do it. I'm in Bookmasher. You're looking at all the content that I have. I've got about 50 books that I've written in here off of Bookmasher. Now, some of them are using the new version 2. You'll see V2 beside them. And then I have a lot on V1. It's an older book writing style. We don't even sell that anymore. I've hidden all those. I'm going to go down here to been there, roasted that, guide to fresh home roasted coffee. If I click in it, this is typical how you set everything up. All this has been filled out from the main starting page. Here's my book cover. And what I did on the book cover is I actually made the book cover off inside of Higgsfield using GPT Image 2. So I did a whole bunch of modeling and everything. I got a really good book cover on it. And I did the design for the cover itself. Now, we do all the book cover design inside of Bookmasher, but if you want to upload your own image like I did here, it's perfect. Easy to do. So this is my character. We got stories throughout. Good images all through this. And I've got a Kindle version and I've got a paperback. So here's the Kindle, here's the paperback. And I published this at the beginning of July. I've got a couple sales, not a lot, but I haven't promoted it. This is the first time I'm promoting it. And this is what makes the book review machine so good for what you're doing, writing books and self-publishing. You don't have time to promote. And I'm going to show you real quickly how you can do that. So I've got my EPUB downloaded. Okay, so I went up here and click download EPUB. Now I'm just going to go ahead and copy this title because I'm going to use it inside the book review machine. I've got one book. I'm going to promote the paperback if I've got it. If not, I'll promote the Kindle version. Come over here to book review machine. And this is what you'll see when you first log in. And this is your settings. You won't see the admin control, but if you have a support ticket, this is where you would click support and you can put a ticket in here. Okay. So I'm going to click add book and I'm just going to put the title in here. And what I'm going to do is separate that and make that a subtitle. So I'll cut that off there. Make that a subtitle right there. Okay. Author byline. And I think, yeah, this is my pen name, Robert Billings, for doing cookbooks, hobby projects. I'm going to put in here, Robert Billings. Okay. He's the author. And it's a nonfiction, general rating. You could say mature, adult. We're just going to do general. It's not an advertorial, but we're going to do book reviews. So you get, these are 3 different types of writing and acknowledgments, whether it's an advertorial, editorial, a note from the author, or a book review. We're going to do book reviews here. And the offer is the destination URL. Where are they going to? So I'm going to come over here to Amazon. I'm in my kdp.amazon. I've signed in. I'm in the dashboard. Come down here and I'm going to hover over View on Amazon and click the US. If you're in UK, of course, you'll click UK. Come up here. I'm just going to grab that link right there. That's all you need. Now, I'm going to come over to book review, and I'm going to put that in here. Now, you can use your Amazon affiliate link into this if you wanted to. So if I'm in here, I could use this link, but I'm going to use just the regular link because most people don't have an affiliate account yet. So I'm using this link up here. Okay. So, oops, I'm not using that link. I'm using this link up here. So here we go. I'm going to put it right in here. Now, if you're using Amazon, you don't even have to fill in offer line or button text. We're going to rotate this, but we know it's an Amazon. So our AI book review machine is smart enough to write you an offer line based on your destination. So if it's Amazon, you could put in something in here. It's optional, but if you're just going to Amazon, just leave it blank, okay? If you've got an affiliate tag, you can tag it right here. And this just helps with tracking. Also, if you've got an affiliate, you can run it through up here if you want. You can get that link if you prefer to do that. So I'm just going to pretend like I don't have an affiliate. Price, I'm just going to leave it blank. I don't want them to see price on the book review. A cover image. Yes, I'm going to post a cover image in here. And I'm going to choose the file. So I think I've got this in here somewhere. Let's see. I have a lot of books, book covers and everything else. There we go. I like to do an 800 by 1200. That's the size JPEG that I usually bring in. I'm going to copy that. And let's see. I can do either one. I think I'm going to do this one. Okay. Now, all that does, the book cover just puts it right here so you can quickly find it. Now I'm going to add it to the shelf. Okay. We've added the book. Next thing we have to do is we have to put in the EPUB so it can read the manuscript. And here's some really cool stuff with this is you could take your EPUB and put it straight in there, and it's going to read not only the EPUB, but it's going to look at the images and put them down there and say, do you want to put images similar to what you already have? Or you could choose a different style. Okay, now it's back, and I'm just going to click the upload button. If I have any marketing docs, I've got stuff I've written in a GPT, I got a Grammarly doc or a Google doc or anything, I can upload the marketing doc. Or better yet, if I have a brain dump, which I consider the brain dump is I record something with my voice and I just dump my brain onto a recording and then I can transfer the recording to a transcript. That's where I would put the transcript. The original raw notes, any angles that you have, the voice and the intent of the book and all that. But I don't have that for either one of these. I did a little bit of research, but I'm not even going to consider that. Book review, I got stories throughout the book retold from public post. This will go out and find stories about roasting coffee beans. It's a pretty neat little deal, or it will invent stories for you. I think I'm just going to use my own stories this time. Then I'm going to come down. I've got Amazon. I'm going to skip this. This gives you a second chance at putting all the stuff in here. I'm going to leave the footer disclosure. I'm going to just keep everything like it is. Now, this is my chance to change anything about the offer, but I'm going to go ahead and say, read the book. Now, as it's reading the EPUB, it's already pulled in all these images, and it's highlighted the images that it's going to use as the style key. I don't want that image. That's the title. So it's not part of the style key. I can do up to 3 reference images. So I'm going to do, I've got him packing coffee beans. He's mixing coffee beans. And then maybe this one, you don't necessarily have to have a character in there. I'm going to use this one. It takes a second or two to activate. Okay, there we go. So we got 3 reference images already. I'm going to analyze the references. I can do that at the same time I'm reading the book. And what it's going to do is create a image style that it's going to use in the book reviews. See, it's just finished. It popped up with the toast, said styles were written. Now you can, if you want to, you can choose an illustration style or you can upload a reference style. This is, if you have no images in your book, this is where you're going to upload a reference style or just choose a illustration style right in there. I'm going to use the book's own art to style the pictures that go into the story here. And we're still reading the book. This takes a few minutes to do, so I'm just going to put it on pause. I'll come back when it's done. Okay, it's all done. If you rotate and get another EPUB in here, then definitely you want to reread it. But this is good. I've got everything I need. I can now go to the brain and the story. Now, when it read the book, it created a book brain, and it's going to use this book brain to create the stories. Okay? I am going to, there's the promise, the transformation, the enemy, the mechanism, and you can change any of this, and you just come down here and hit save the brain. Quotable lines, key beats. Here's the story bank. I've got 17 stories that it extracted from the book itself. So I like to put stories in my books. And it's a story about cooking. It looks like the smell, delivering the product, a gift jar idea. It's pretty good. Okay. So you can add stories if you want right here. You can click add stories. But this is good. It extracted everything with the EPUB straight into the brain and story. So I'm just going to go to the buyer. Click that button. Again, it's follow left to right on the tabs. Click the buttons. I click this. We're building a buyer profile. Because when you write a book, you write marketing copy, and really applies to your marketing copy and your social posts. Who is it really writing to? So you have to have a buyer in mind because that's who you write to. You're using the words and phrases, and you're writing to the buyer themselves. We do this buyer preview on all of our tools now, especially 90-Day Poster and the Market Masher. They get their own buyer profile. Okay. Now you got to prove it before you can go to the next step. Who they are, where their head's at, and what they believe. Now they believe roasting your own coffee sounds like something serious hobbyists and professionals do. I don't have the equipment, the knowledge, or the time. That's what we've got to overcome with these stories, okay? What they need to believe, the afterstate, their own words, what they've already tried. Here's some objections the page has to answer. And what cold, warm, and hot mean for this book. Okay, this looks good. I'm just going to go in and approve this profile. Again, you can edit anything, save it, and then approve it. Or you can just redraft it right here if you don't like it, okay? Now, the next thing, I've got the buyer, I've got the brain, I've got the original source. Now we're going to go into the slate. And I'm going to keep it quick. I'm only going to propose 6 pages to start with. That means I'd like to do about 6 book reviews, okay? So it's going to pick out the 6 best ones. Out of that 17 stories that we had, we picked out 6, okay? And they've ranked them by it's delivered to a cold audience, a warm audience, a hot audience. So if you're telling a story, you want to start with the biggest audience you can, your cold audience, okay? And then you're going to warm them up with a series of stories, and then you bring them into the warm level, and then you bring them into the hot level. So a customer that follows you on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, if they're seeing this, they're going to see a series of stories. In fact, there's 7 or 6 of them that we proposed here, okay? So that looks good. Once you're happy with it, if I want to add a 7th story, let's go into the $20 upgrade at the thrift store. I'm going to add that by clicking it. It just adds it right in here. Perfect. Now I can say, I can move this. Let's move it to warm. Okay. And I'm going to hit build 7 pages. Okay. See the little toast down below? They fill in as they land. And it's going to move. It's going to actually write the pages illustrate the pages, and get them ready to publish. Now, we get two ways of publishing. Is you can create a subdomain, and we'll add the subdomain into your settings. Okay, you'll add the subdomain, contact us, and we'll make it work. Okay, that's more on the advanced side. It's not difficult to do, and I'll have training on how to do it. But we also give you a master domain level called Stories About Books. And I'm just going to bring that up. I don't even have any books in it. We're going to put this one in the first time. So Stories About Books. Okay. So we're going to stock the shelf here with our books. Now, as it's building the pages, I'm going to show you what the pages look like. I'm going to go to reviews.Dana Nelson. And this is what the Stories About Books is going to look like. Okay, so we'll have a little copy up here, but we'll have different books in here, different authors, and you'll be able to see other authors, what they're putting in. But here's what ultimately what you're going to be doing. You're building, these are book reviews for Anticipation Ladder. These are all the ones I have on KDP. So this is the Lodge Before Time. This is a fiction book. You can do fiction, nonfiction, either way. In fact, you can even get into the adult themed if you want to do a book review or editorial. So I've got about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 18. I got probably 22 stories in here. Okay. And each of them, yours is going to look the same as this, except different images and all that. So these are the images that it's pulling from the story. A note from the author. Remember, I told you could do book review, a note from the author, or advertorial. I chose note from the author. Okay. So it's me writing about the story that's in the book. Whereas a book review is you're writing a book review about it. It's slightly different. And I want you to try them all out. But this is what a book review actually looks like. So it's actually telling a story. It's trying to get them to read the first sentence, which leads into the first paragraph, which leads into this story right here above what we say above the fold, but we're trying to get them to read all the way down to the first image. If they don't, that's fine. We're telling a little bit of the story here. He felt the pull before he had a reason for it. The lodge had been waiting for someone who needed it. We've got this story in pictures with captions. So if he's not a reader, he's going to see these stories. Loss was not the end of his story. It turned out to be the door. And here's another size. She kept writing long after he was gone. He found out why on page 1 of the journal. We're trying to get them to read further on down. We've got some pull quotes in here. We break them up. Here's another image. The past wasn't staying put, and Whitefish was starting to notice. Really cool. Now, I do 3 different sizes here. I do a 16 by 9, a 4 by 5, and a 2 by 3. Why? Because we're designing these images to go to Pinterest. That's a 2 by 3. To go to Instagram, which is a 4 by 5. A 16 by 9 is designed for LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. And by changing the images, each of the socials have a different image and a different mini story that it's bringing them back into this right here. Okay. Twitter's going to have a little story, and then the story is about this book review. It's not about the book itself. Okay. Keep that in mind. We're posting organically, or we're doing a paid ad to a story. Tell a story, and we're going to deliver it here. Now, I want to show you. We only have 3 clicks in here. We have the book itself. We reveal the book, and we have a little review about the book here. That's a clickable link to the book. Okay. And if I go backwards, let's see. This is the clickable link. They go to the same place. Questions people actually ask. Now, AI helps you with that. It's going through looking at things that they might ask about the book itself, not the book review. So we're answering questions, kind of leading them into the book, and then the final click is right here. You could change this all down here. This page was written by myself, who is the author of The Laws Beyond Time. It's paid promotion for the book. Okay, we're being as completely transparent as possible. There is nothing to fill out here. There is no privacy policy because we're not capturing anything. The only thing that you might track is actually a cookie. So we might have a cookie tracking policy clickable down there, but right now you're just sending them to a story page. Okay. This is what a book review looks like, and it rolls back up into the book itself, which rolls back up into, this is my subdomain, reviews.damonnelson.com. Okay. This is a nonfiction book. Let's see what this looks like. And I have a different style. I have a different illustration style inside of the book anticipation ladder, which I'm using. 10 Years of Dragon. The tool got so good, it turned invisible. Here's why that matters more than any AI announcement you read this week. So I'm telling a story, but the story is actually picked up from the book itself. Okay. Now, remember I said early on, if you don't have a story, that's fine. We'll make up a story for you. That's what AI is for. That's what it's good at. Okay. So anyway, you see the images, you click on it, and it's going to take you to the book. Again, we're walking them into the book. We've given them a little bit of a story. We've answered the questions before they even hit here. So we hope that the first click is read now or buy as a gift or add it as a paperback. In fact, it should have gone to the paperback link, and I'll have to fix that later. That's my fault. When I added the link in there, I just had, at the time, just a Kindle. Okay. We want to fill this book with the book review. So we've written, and it's telling you which ones it's finished with and which ones are done. So this one's done. It's got a green checkbox, and we're building images with it. 5 illustrations queued. This one didn't model return an incomplete page. It just ran out of room. You can rerun it, and it will tell you right here where it's got 2 more pages to build. So I can just click that link there and it would build those 2 pages. Okay. But let's see what these pages actually look like. So those look good. I'm going over to pages, and I'm still doing illustrations, but let's see what this one looks like. Okay. It shows you the illustrations. Now, you can do a completely new one if you want. This is the caption right here. You can save this caption, do a new take. This kind of just locks the caption in, or you can change the caption. Very good. Here's a book review, and this looks really nice. Little scribbled notebook. Oh, this looks good. Okay. If you like it, you can just go ahead and publish it. It even creates an ad to go with it. Here's the headline, the primary text, and the description, and the button. Okay. Let's go back to the page, and I'm going to go down to the bottom, say, okay, that all looks really good. I'm ready. Okay. So now all I have to do is say publish. But where is it going to publish? I'm going to republish right here. Before I do that, if you want to just rewrite the story but leave the images, you click that button. If you want to redo everything, get 3 new images, rewrite the deal, you click that, it's 30 credits. We'll hit publish. Host site. Because I've got this linked in here, I can go to reviews and it will post it as a brand new book. And it would actually set up another book in here in my book reviews, and it would only have 1 review in there. Okay. But I'm not going to publish there. I'm going to publish in our stories about books. Our goal is to have hundreds of different books in here with reviews, and they're all under this one subdomain. And we're going to be marketing this domain with all of our tools, with our Market Masher, at least once a month, is we're going to pick out a book in this story about books and do a promotion on it. Okay. We're bringing traffic in. Not only would they see the book we're promoting, but they might see your book, and they might see your book review and the link to the book itself. Okay. I'm going to go into book review, pick the domain, stories about books. I'm going to publish. Okay. It's already there. It's pretty quick. Okay. So you've been buying stale coffee. Here's the 15-minute fix that costs 1/3 of the price. Well, I want to know, There's the image. Okay. And it should take me to the book there. So you just saw a complete review go completely into a domain and set everything up. So let's take a look at stories now. There we go. We got the book, one review. Now, just imagine that we've got hundreds of books in here, okay? And they're all going to look like this. So it would have your name, my name, and may have Robert Billings in there, and it would each have our book with the different stories told inside of the book itself. You don't even have to go out and do a subdomain if you don't want to. If you want to just toss it in stories about books, we're going to do promotions for you. It may not be your book, but it may be somebody else's book. I may be promoting this one next month, and I get a lot of traffic on it, and these will be paid ads going out. If we're bringing in people here, they could just click your book right down below it, okay? Now, we're going to actually drop them in on the review itself. So the paid ad will go right in here, okay? But then we're going to have the ability to click all the way back to stories about books and then see all the books that are in there, okay? That's how it's done. And let me show you one more thing before we leave here. We got the link if you want to republish it, and I want to send it to Damon Nelson Reviews, okay? Now I've got it over here. Let's see what the reviews look like. Remember I told you we're just going to add, there's the new book. It's added, and there's the review that we just published. So you see how we're backing out here. We're going to have some breadcrumbs to back you all the way back out to the main stories about books. Okay. I'm going to go back up here, and my ads are ready. So if I want to, I could push to Meta because I got my Meta API all tagged in there. But I'm going to come back out here and go page and then back all the way out. Okay. So I wrote one of the pages. I've got all the images here. It's just a quick place to download the images. If you see a couple of images you like, you can use them for anything that you want. You can make videos out of them, put them in as B-roll, however you want to do it, okay? And you could redo it here, and it would affect your review, but it won't affect the one if it's already published, okay? So let's talk about social. I have published one book. It's showing, here's the ones published. I got 4 in the queue. I can just click the button and publish them. If you'll notice, these are all ready to publish, but I want to look at them first. And now, ideally, you could just click this button up here, and it'll put all 4 of them into wherever you want to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put them into stories about books. I'm going to hit publish all 4. Okay, there we go. And go into here to stories, refresh the screen here. We've got all 5 stories in there. Decasting surprise. I'm interested in this part here. You ground the beans. Yeah. So you notice I'm telling a short story, but then I start telling about the book. Okay. I'm weaving the book back in there. One step most timers skip and why it wrecks the cup. Oh, this is clickbait right there. So we got stories in there, and now we're going to come over here and go into book review. And the last thing would be Meta. I can push all of these at the same time. Facebook page. I'm going to go to Damon Nelson, pick a campaign, and it's going to go into Damon Nelson book reviews. And I'm going to pick a marketing pixel, which I use Masher tools. I'm going to push all 5 to Meta. So it's creating 5 ads, and it's going to build the ads, take the images, put them into Meta. So if you got 3 images, it's going to put it all into that one ad set for each of the ads that we're writing. So we're writing 5 ads right here, okay? Now, they don't start automatically. This is the beauty about it, is you could build all the book reviews you want and then go into your Meta ad campaign and say, I want to spend $5 a day. And it would have all these book reviews ready to go, and it would just start serving immediately. And again, we'll show you how to do this, but I've got instructions on how to get your Meta ad API, how to get it added, the steps you need to do. Okay. You do it once and just copy that API because you'll need it. Now, let's go into social. Okay. I've got all these. I'm going to write social posts, which are different than ads. Okay. So I'm going to write all the posts, and it's going to write it for Twitter, for Facebook, and Instagram, knowing that this is where it's going to go. In fact, I'm not going to go Threads. Yep. Okay. And it's just telling me right here, it's going to strip out the link in the description. This is how smart the software is. The link is typically in the social post description to take you to the book review. Okay. But it strips it out for Pinterest and for Instagram. Why? Because it's going to put it into the first comment in Buffer. Now, if you got a free account, it won't do that for you. A paid account will do that. And by doing that, you don't have a naked link in there. You could still have the link in there, but it won't be hyperlinked if it's in the description of an Instagram. That's why you want it on a first comment, and everybody sees the comments, and that comment is linkable back to the review. So we put a little thought process in there. Pens go to books worth reading on Pinterest. Yep. I was writing 3 of 5, and just a few minutes from now, it will have all 5 written. But here's what it's doing. This is the Stirring Gets Old, and it's giving me some warnings about M-dashes. If you don't want the M-dash in there, you can come in and edit. Otherwise, it's ready to post. And it works towards the terms of service. Occasionally, it will get it wrong, but it's trying to fit it into the terms of service of Meta or Pinterest or Twitter, or more importantly, LinkedIn has different terms of service than Meta does. So we don't want to violate any terms of service. So we let you have a review of it before you publish it. And we highlight the ones that you may want to do something with. Okay. We give you, it's 278 characters out of 280 allowed. You see your link in there. Here's Facebook, X. Now I have a X account that is blue checked, meaning I can have a really long X post. If you don't have a check box, don't worry about it. We do a standard with it, okay? And everything looks really good in here. This one's ready to go. I'm not going to remove the M-dashes, and it looks like we're writing the 5th one. We got 4 of them. All 5 are ready to go. So I'm just going to take a quick look at them. And they already have preset images based on the size of the image. If it's 16 by 9, it's going to go in X, and it's going to go in Facebook. Pinterest is going to get the 2 by 3. LinkedIn, I think, gets the 4 by 5, and Instagram gets the 4 by 5. And Threads get the 4 by 5. Okay, so everything looks good. No other yellow boxes. I'm looking for the yellow boxes. Okay, I got all 5 ready to go. Cool. Here's how easy it is. This is why we recommend Buffer. We want to make it easy for you. Okay, publish and send. Now, it is going to put it into the Buffer queue. It does not publish immediately. So if you've got 200 other posts in front of it, it will post as 201. Okay. There's a trick around that. If you want to immediately get this one posted, you go into that channel on Buffer and find that post and hit post now. There's a little button, post now. Or what I do is I will load all this up, and then I'll go into Buffer after a few days, and I'll hit the shuffle button. And what it does is it takes everything that I posted in sequence and just shuffles them around. And then, this one might be number 10. It might be number 80 of a list of 200. It might be number 1. I don't worry about it because I've got so many book reviews going in my Buffer as I'm posting on Twitter 5 times a day. On Facebook, I do 2 posts per day on my Facebook page. Thread, I do 2. I think on Pinterest, I'll do 10 posts a day. So it goes quicker. It depends on how you set up Buffer. I personally recommend you start with a free account, but you're probably within 30 days, you'll go out of the free account into a paid account because you really want to develop that queue up and get that first comment with the live link inside of Instagram and Pinterest. Okay. if you're going to go ahead and pay and get it set up, what I would recommend is one per channel, specifically Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Those are the three I would start with. Go ahead and do LinkedIn if you're writing nonfiction books, okay? Pinterest is optional. Threads is optional. I'm testing Pinterest, but if we have a 2x3, which is the perfect size for Pinterest, we're going to get some traffic, okay? It may not be on the book that we thought we'd get traffic, but we've got a really good chance. If we got 20 social posts floating around on 6 different social channels, and they've got images, they're all story-based, and the images look good, and the description, the title, and everything, and it drops them in, we know you are going to sell books. That is why we built this whole thing, is set it, forget it, and it's in Buffer. If you want to go in and tinker with Buffer and move things around, you could do that, or hit post now. I depend on Buffer to deliver on the queue that it's set up. And again, I will go in and just shuffle things around. So I don't have all my books coming out for one book review, or all my book reviews coming out for one book, all in sequence. I want to mix other books. I've got other things going in on Buffer at the same time. I just want to mix things up, okay? So that's my only recommendation on when you go into Buffer. Once a week, click a shuffle button. That's it, okay? So that's the strategy. Everything's sent. We did 5 pages. And here's the beauty. I can come back over here and go, okay, 5 pages is not enough. I want to send more. So I can either go there. I go back to my slate. Let's go ahead and build the other 2 pages. So the ones that failed, we're just going to rebuild. You don't get charged for the ones that fail, okay? And I can add in more. Let's do the gift jar conversation starter. And when those 2 finish, it will say build 1 page, because that would be the only one in there. And that's really all there is to it. So I showed you, just a recap here, is we went into book review, and it's loading the shelf. I think because it's writing book, it takes a little bit longer to load in. And just a quick thing for credits and all that, you start off with 1,000 credits, and then you put in your Master Credits API. You can go over and get Master Credit API now. The best thing to do is buy 1,000. It's $10. Get the API key and plug it in. Okay, where you would plug it in is right there. You put your Buffer API key in, and your Master Credits API key gets put in there. And this is where you would put in your subdomain. Okay, and once you have the subdomain, send me a message and I'll get it connected for you. Okay. Real easy to do. You don't have to use Higgsfield. We're using our Ultra account. Buffer, this is where you put your Buffer API key. You put your Meta API key right in here. And any testimonials that you have, put them in here, okay? You can put them in and talk about the book, and it will parse it to the right book. It will try, okay? And if it's in the wrong book, you can always come down and go, oh, that quote belongs in the One-Person Marketing Machine, or Off the Beaten Trail. That been there, roasted that. Okay, so you can change where these come in. That's all there is to it. And let's see, go back to the shelf. It's loading the shelf. It takes a little time to load the shelf up, but we started today. We had this is my KDP. And I went to the book. I got the link up here, and then we put it into the book review. I also went over here to Book Masher, where we wrote the book, downloaded the EPUB, put the EPUB and the cover and the title in there, and that's really all I did. And the link to the Amazon. We went through, created the book, uploaded the EPUB, and it created a brain book. It created a buyer belief system. It created a slate with the proposed books we're going to write. We can add more. It created the pages, published the pages. It published it to Meta, and we wrote social posts that get put into Buffer. Okay, and you could use a webhook instead. If you don't want Buffer, that's fine. Put it on Make or Zapier, and you can go anywhere you want with it. Okay, so thank you for watching. I know this video got a little long, but this is a complete walkthrough. You have your book. You need to promote it. This is the machine to promote your book. Okay. Thank you for joining us.